Ladies and gentlemen, this is Victor DAFFRECE and you are watching yet another episode of Face2Face podcast. And in this episode, I am having a brilliant young tech mind in the name of Nohaata Seven, popularly known as Hatsa. He's actually the Chief Technology Officer for PChangu. And I believe if you are a craze of technology, this conversation will definitely be of interest. Hatsa, welcome to Face2Face podcast.
Thank you for having me. Fine.
How are you, man?
I'm great.
You're great, yeah? How is business going?
Business is doing fine. Can't complain.
Yeah. So let's set the ball rolling. Hatsa, on social media, because that's where you have created an appeal.
Yeah.
A lot of people do know you on these social media streets. You know, you seem to be flashy. You know, you seem to be someone that is flashing his lifestyle on social media. Is it a gimmick? Is it something that you just use to, you know, bring customers to your business? What's the idea behind you being flashy on social media?
For me, I would say it's somehow both, in mixture. With a strategy adding on there, I would say. Why am I saying strategy? Is because I think most of my role models, if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, if you look at Elon Musk, if you look at the tech companies, most of the time, somehow they also go with the founder, the person behind it. So, yeah, these people being my models, it was also me. I was, okay, I'm creating something. People needs to know who is behind it, and also trying to create a new perspective in Malawi tech industry that, you know, if a fellow person in Malawi can build something and a big tech company that can grow. So for me, it's that balance of pushing my brand, we're also pushing the whole narrative of a Malawian can build something and who is this person. So like I'd say mixed, the branding side and also that. Because if you look at my company and Hambili, if you ask them PChangu, they tell, we know PChangu because of Hatsa, you know, because of the social media, like, so who is this guy? And then they go to the business. So it's that mix, I would say.
Interesting indeed. Perhaps before we delve deep into PChangu and, you know, your venture in general, you know, there's a perception that people have that to a very larger extent, it seems good you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Who is Nohaata Seven? And tell us a little bit of your background.
No, that's an interesting one because what to do. I'll just go straight to the point because I'm proud of that. So my mom is a teacher, so my dad a policeman. So you just imagine that environment. So I can say I'll lie or no. For me, it was just living life. My dad's a teacher. My mom is a teacher. My dad a policeman. So life is just managing, you know, that life. And I've grown up in Chiromoni. So that life is but you're moving. Not as good. I was grown up in Ano.
It pretty much seems, Woody, you grew up in a home or in a household full of disciplinarians, you know, a mom, a teacher, dad, a policeman.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, being mothered by a person that is an educator, perhaps it would be an issue of interest to know how far did you go with your education?
That's an interesting one. Honestly, I grew up in a family where we love from a mom and a dad together. And usually one of the money that one be, right? So you can see school side, the discipline, whatever, all that. But surprisingly, I was doing my own things ever since I was a kid. Remember my dad said this now later on, like, you know, he started like mentioning, you know, was meaning Kabanga even when I was a kid. Curiosity young as in Twichantan, even when I was just young. So I would say I didn't go to college. I didn't go my education.
You're kidding. You're kidding. You didn't go to college?
No, I didn't. And I think even my secondary was that like fighting, you know, with my parents. Because I think it's in secondary is when I discovered equity. I can do more in tech. It's when I yeah, like it's when I went more in tech. So I think when I discovered tech, completely everything Swift, focus yanga yose na Swift to that. So it used to affect my school. So there was a big fight between my parents and myself because I moved out of my parents' house when I was 16 because of that fight of no, I'm doing this and then that. So to go to a point where it was so bad, I was more disowned, I would say, with my parents. Because I would say only because I believe in something and I'll push that to a point where I moved from Blantyre to Lilongwe when I was 16 at that time, just push the tech career that I believed in. So when I moved out, because it's already moving out, it's already like, because it was just me, I'm out of the house and I'm gone. To Lilongwe, to my relatives, just a friend that I met on Facebook. I went to him, I started doing that. But yeah, it was that. So you should imagine a 16-year-old moving. So there was that conflict between me and my parents. Yeah, so.
You made mention of a very important aspect of you breaking into the tech space. At 16 years old, you said that there was that conflict between you and your parents, which is something that is commonly experienced by a lot of young, ambitious people. Your parents want you to become this. Perhaps your mom wants you to become a reverend father, or your dad wants you to become a lawyer at some point in time, and then you have got other interests in life. Okay, so I want us to have a deep reflection on that conflict. Is it something that created a bad blood between you and your parents to an extent that you did weka swali nakale kuda papa anakanga tuti munatulukana? How far did that go? Ana kunyanyalira tukapana kamwana kaja kanga ligamba panga zanzeru.
Let me tell you something. That's interesting, because alhamdulillah the goal of that concept terms of mangopanga base nzoti so kunekera kapena. I've seen some friends or my parents' house, but no, they never believed in me. They never did this. So now, like that thing that comes. For me, it's not like that. Because first of all, I understand. I'm a dad now. Okay, I have a son. So when I look at, it's like, I have to imagine, like, the way I love my son, right? So I should imagine my son at 16 telling me, I will also freak out. Maybe afuna banges and easy. I will also freak out. And I think every parent sama afuna zinzabu kwa mwana wake. Yes. So when you look at their generation and tech, it wasn't something that was, I think they would see it as that is important like that. I would say something also, like even tech in Malawi, if you look at the background, it has always been that career where it's like a last option. There's no that much. That's why I think I try my best to be social out there, just to show people, to change the narrative. A tech also in Malawi can work. You can do great things with tech. Yes. Because it has always been like that. Yes. Now we name our news with different bosses because of the same career that I chose. Like hateful words, like so hateful words, because of the same thing that I do. So I do understand them. And right now, me and my parents were so close. Like I would say we are best friends. Me and my dad right now we are so close. Like that's not only that, but I would say
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And another part was what I was doing mostly was just trying to prove my parents I'm doing something that is great. So I'm doing this so that I can go drink with people. Like that's bad behavior. I'll go do. I'm doing this thing because I'm following this. And something that I'm always even proud of. The first car my dad got, a car that drives, I'm the one who bought it. Wow. For my dad. Wow. So for me, it was just that moment. You know what? I want to prove my dad a point with what I was doing was not like Zoe Parapenant and and he just because my dad told me that he's proud of me. That's the word that I was looking for. Like that's literally I was looking for that word for I need to change perspective via my dad from this to until he said it, okay, like, son, I'm proud of you. So that was like, for me, that was a successful moment in my life, So right now, me and my parents were so close. So, but I do understand why they did that at that time. And, my goal was, let me try to push so that I can, I can prove them that what I'm doing is great. But no, I think it went from, if you meet my dad, nobody always laugh at that. If you meet my dad, he will meet some people and then you receive a call from them. Kuda, Nohata, meaning my dad was complaining, like, like that point. to now, if you meet my dad, everyone is like, hey, I saw you met your dad. Your dad on me. Like now he's like proud of you all the time. You know? So changing that narrative for me, it's like a proud moment. And right now, like almost every day I talk to my dad. Almost every day. Me and my dad talk. My mom and dad can say, if my dad doesn't call me that day, I'll think something is wrong, you know, every day. So that's how it is with my parents. So I do understand why they did that because of the age, the belief in even what I was doing, and but
now Hatsa, you really are evidently a young man of intrigue. Like I wanted to understand you telling me and telling the viewers, and of course I know your followers do know that you didn't go to university. But I wanted to appreciate your intellectual investment. You are articulate, you are able to tell ideas, like someone that has got a bachelor's degree, like someone that is exposed to all this academic literature and what have you. So I wanted to appreciate your intellectual investment. Do you read books? Do you do research? Or is it something that you sat down and then be like, I want to prepare myself for the stardom that I am climbing myself up to? Tell us.
For me, I think I would say good education, I think, is not only going in class. And I believe in that strongly, like seriously. Good education is not only going in class. One thing I'll tell you, I'm good at research. I don't read books, I would say, but I watch a lot of podcasts, a lot. I do watch a lot of, I'll say YouTube videos. Like I can stay a whole night. It's either if I'm working that night, or I'm spending a whole night just doing research. So I'm someone who is always curious to understand something, before I even, put my comments in there. I'll tell you this, from when I was 16, when I dropped everything, started doing my thing. I used to be lonely, I would say. It would just be indoors, nothing much, because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go to clubs, I don't do all that. So it's like, and I used to be not even social. I think I've become social. Pano. I just be indoors on my laptop, on the internet. So if I'm not working, I'm doing research on something. I'm not working, I'm looking at something, I'm learning something. So that has always been my thing. So, and one thing is I have that belief that I can do stuff, So I always look at something and I'll be like, okay, if this person is here, it's because maybe I don't know what he knows. So let me find out what he knows, and then I can maybe, study that. So I'm that person. Could I study one? So from that, when I was 16 till now, it has always been that way. I'm like indoors learning. It's either I'm learning coding, doing something. So for me, I give myself, like I went to school for myself, because I used to just teach myself stuff, try this, try that. So even till now, I'm that person who is always curious on, okay, how can I do this? How can I do that? How did this person get to this level? So I watch podcasts of maybe someone who started a startup or something. I watch the whole thing. Maybe almost every podcast of that person, I will search, I will find everything, I'll read maybe articles sometimes there and there, but that has always been me.
So Nohata, there's a lot of subjectivity attached to enjoyment of success. There are a lot of people that have got different opinions or suggestions on how a person can enjoy their success. And you have just made mention that you don't drink, you don't do clubbing. And I know young people are watching this and they would want to candidly ask you a question. How do you enjoy your money? Because they say that if you don't drink, perhaps you smoke. If you don't smoke, perhaps you do womanize. So I want you to candidly answer me this question. If I were to put myself in the shoe of a doubting Thomas that afana help us appreciate that aspect of your life.
For me, I think I would say I do mostly enjoy my money with my family. I would say that either maybe my parents or maybe even my wife and my kids. Because if you look at my social media, I think you notice that almost it's that thing where I'm attached to one bit of my family. Maybe even on TikTok, whatever. It's always my family. Even if you go on my personal page, it's always me buying this for my sister, buying this for my cousin. It's always that thing. So I would say one bit mostly me, I enjoy my money with my family. Because my goal was to make my family proud. So it's that thing where I'm fulfilling that goal. So it's always me taking care of my sisters, taking care of my parents, taking care of doing that. And apart from that, personally, I'm someone who loves cars. So I could say, I think if something that I do constant, maybe it's cars. I love cars, and maybe traveling. Right now, since now that I have money, I've been liking traveling. When I experienced it, I was like, oh, this is cool. So that's what I think I put my more energy or money there, than the others. Okay, the thing is, I don't say good. Like it's not like I'm telling people good maybe drinking or whatever is bad. For me, the reason why I don't do that, it's not like maybe it's not like it's not fun or anything. It's because I do things, or like I said, I learn a lot of things, you know. So I think when I was growing up, I grew up in a family where my dad doesn't drink, So my dad was a available dad. So I could see, let's example, my neighbor, my friend, his dad drinks. And then you could see the love that is balanced there. My dad was always there. Like from work, it's home. In kids, us, advising us, telling us stories. And you would see another family where the dad drinks and then it's not there, like available, because when you wake, it's at drinks. So you could see that, like, okay, who do I want to be here? I had a cousin, who was like, he drinks a lot. So he would cause troubles, like within the family. He would do things when he's drunk. So me looking at that when I was a kid, it was like, no, do I want this life for myself too? Do I want to be someone naughty? But my parents should be like worried about these things. No, if I want to because my goal is to make my parents proud. So am I going to make my parents proud with this? So it has always been that. So for me, it was always that I always tell myself things, what, I don't want to do these things, and I stuck to that, So that's the reason why I don't do these things. I've even seen the focus even on myself. Like I've seen my friends that we do the same things. Maybe on a weekend they'll go drink, and then maybe they'll drink the whole weekend. Mondays when they start doing work. And then you could see how they've missed things, how to deliver the timelines, to do all that. So I would say, no, I don't want this. I want to go far in life. So if maybe I'm taking my time just doing these things, and later on I should miss many opportunities, I would rather pass and then focus on that. So it has always been that. Would is just me looking at the consequences, evaluating it, and look at whatever, and they're like, nah, let me pass it.
Entrepreneurs, young fellas, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Face2Face podcast. This is Victor DAFFRECE, and in this episode, I'm having Nohaata Seven, popularly known as Hatsa. He is the Chief Technology Officer for PChangu, and I believe you are really enjoying this episode. Hey, before we wind up, or before our conversation gets deep, please make sure that you go to the corner of your screens and then hit that subscribe button. By the way, bro, let's digress talking about that aspect of your life, and then we tackle a little bit of a live wire and about controversies there. There was a certain point in time, social media was awash, was flooded with claims that popular social media content creator in the person of Tamilia swindled you a sum of 8 million Kwacha. And I trust that there might have been some clarifications that were made at that particular time, but perhaps people that never followed through that particular story would love to hear it from the horse's mouth from this platform. What really went down?
Okay, before I dive into that, I would just say, yeah, me and her, even Tamilia, right now, we are friends, surprisingly.
Okay.
We are with you right now. Someone that we texted a few days ago. So just to clarify that no bad blood right now.
Yeah.
We talk, we're friends, because I'm one person where I don't like making enemies, because I'm in a line of business. So making enemies in businesses doesn't go together. So it's always, I just find a way to settle things. And so it's something that has been settled already, but I will just mention it. So it's a story that happened. Yeah. True. Yeah. And it wasn't like in even Kwacha, it was in form of crypto.
Okay.
So it was in crypto. So it happened, I would say. It happened, So there was a thing that I think it went on social media. It took, I think I would say, it happened. So it was in crypto. I made a mistake. There was a business that was happening. I sent money to her at first, and then I ended up also sending more money now later on. So I don't know, maybe that's what happened. But it's something that happened, I think, that time. And right now I can say I brushed it off. We're cool. We're friends now.
Yeah, it's absolutely, it's water under the bridge. It's a thing of the past. But I would still want to appreciate how that experience affected your life, because there was a young lady, you're a young man, and perhaps you, a person that has got money, and the story might have come out with a lot of misconceptions that perhaps there was some bit of a deal going on between these two people, and then it's a deal gone bad, and then that's how it has turned out in this way.
True. I think when even the case was happening, we wanted even to be private. Like, that's why I wanted it. I wanted it to be more of like a private part, like a private story where we deal with the police, they help us, whatever. But unfortunately, she's known, right? So, and people also know me a little, so but we couldn't avoid it. It went public. The story went public. But yeah, so it came with a lot of things that I didn't even like, to be honest, because I have some aunties and that I respect a lot, that I don't want them to see me in that side. Yeah. But you could find VNs, people making fake VNs, talking about fake stories, and they would go to them and they would receive so many calls. I think that week I used to get a lot of calls from uncles, aunties. What is happening? What have you done? All that. So yeah, like honestly, I started now hating the whole story. I started even regretting, like, why did I take these things? Because at the end of the day, it's like I was trying my best to protect my brand, to protect everything. So people now trying to change the whole story, even the way the media even put it out there, it was different. Because it was 8 million. So everyone is just like making stories. There used to be VNs. I remember there was to be a VN, like a woman, like an old woman, saying, I talked with this guy and I talked with Tamilia. These people, like, guys, what is, like, that's not even the story. Yeah. So, yeah, but it was just all of I made a mistake sending crypto to her. Because I was sending another small payment first, and then I sent another payment. So now later on, the money wasn't there anymore. So because crypto is public, so you were able to see. So it wasn't there. So it was the whole thing that happened that time. What is it? That story? That story was just. Sometimes people call me Mr. 8 million till today. That it was stuck. If you search my name, that story comes. So. I don't like me putting my name in those type of scandals, because like I said, scandal, people don't really know what's happening. They don't understand. And then they're just assuming everything, making their own stories. So yeah, but I'm glad it went by and we sorted it out. And then, well, we know as grown-ups, such stories, such scandals are there to teach us some lessons. And perhaps could you single out some lessons that you garnered from that experience? Yeah, a lot. I would say so many lessons. One is to make sure you check when you're sending money or anything. Just check, and most a big sum of money like that. Don't just say, because the stupid part was, I sent it in like bits. And it was like 1,000, up to 4,000. You see, and like 4 transactions. Now that's the stupid part. I think I'm like, wait, how did I not discover that I'm sending to a long address or something, So yeah, so always be careful when you're sending money like that, when you're doing transactions. Always like make sure you check where you're sending to, even to confirm if you have received it before you even just like send more. So that is one thing. Something also is sometimes you cannot always control your story, right, to people if it's out there, because one thing about public figures, it's like if you're putting yourself, people to know you, you should expect everything. Anything can happen, and you have nothing. You have nothing to say about it, because if you involve people in your business, they're invested in your business. So whatever happens. So yeah, those are I think 2 things I would say. But yeah.
So Hatsa, I know for sure that this episode has attracted viewers that are entrepreneurs, and it would be good and it would do them justice if we speak about entrepreneurship. I think we can use this platform also, a little bit of ushering such lessons to people that are aspiring to become entrepreneurs. Could be in tech business or any other industry, long as there's a subject of entrepreneurship. First things first, what really inspired you to venture into entrepreneurship? Was it something that you just wanted to break away from your parents and sort of you have independence, or you have a woman in your life and then you wanted to support her, or it was just you being ambitious? What was the driving factor for you to join entrepreneurship?
Okay, to be honest, for me, it was that thing where I've always wanted to do good in life. You know, like I've always, like I said, the imagination world, I always differ with that because I do have, So, but now when I look at my studies when I was in school, to be honest, I wasn't doing great, you know? So I would think of myself like, okay, so I want to push these things. Like I want to do good in life, but am I going to be that person if the way my studies are, you know, understand? The way things are, am I going to, what jobs am I going to work on, you know? If I look at this and looking at my background, like I don't really have connections where I can find them. The only way is I have to go through this lot. And then you would see that and I'll be, wait, am I going to really... Yeah. 2 was my passion. When I discovered tech, my passion was too strong, like so strong. Even to today, I believe in this thing so much, like so strong. So it was that thing where like I have to now make a choice. It's either am I going through that route or this route, you know, that way. And secondly, it was that way where in class I used to not be that great, like I said. So people look down to me a lot because I used to be that person, Mr. Know-it-all. I'll tell people about tech. I know I can do this, I can do a website. People be like, nah, what are you saying? You know, that thing. So, but in here I used to believe, I can do great things for Malawi. I can do something. But people never, you know, that thing. So it was that thing where I'm like, which route am I following at? So when now I discovered that I can make money in tech, because I made money in tech when I was so young, like so young. I remember that time when I was 13, 14, time in there, like my first making money of tech. Because it was that way where I'm making websites. I didn't know it can make me money. I'm just doing that. And then a friend went to Kwacha, Majinjiri. He found a neighbor doing a website. So he made a call and he charged the person 150. So he came to me telling me, you know what? I had someone taking a website. I'm like, wait, what? 150? These things, people can pay. Nah. So what I did is I went on Facebook. I was to be a clever young boy. I created a fake, because I was young, you know, no one would believe this young person would do a website. So I made a fake Facebook page, you know, someone bigger there, started texting pages, company pages. Hi, I can make a website for you. Make a website for you. And then surprisingly, DAFFRECE Entertainment answered. You know, DAFFRECE Entertainment, Tamilia used to be bigger.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
They answered, and shout out to them. Till today, these people are always great to me. Till today, like they found us. Because what happened that time? I texted them. They said, we're looking for a website. We can do it for you. You can do for us. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So they said we should meet. I was like, wait. So how am I going to meet these people? This is a fake page. I'm young. How, you know? So I went to a friend. I told his older brother, you know, so it was that clever where I told the guy, we went to meet these people. So they talked with him, not knowing they were dealing with me, you know, that thing. So yeah, they give us a deal, they give us a deposit of 150. So that time I was like, wait, these people, they paid, the project was 150, they paid us 50,000. I was like, wait, so I can make money with this thing. So since then I got locked in, I'm like, you know what, I'll push, I'll be that person where I'll make my own thing. So yeah, I ended up delivering the website. Later on, they discovered that it was me. And the way they discovered it, it was so funny, like so interesting. It was Nigeria fees ya school. My dad now went to the school to pay the fees. Found out that I was not there. So someone said, I don't know, but you fail. You know, Sanga just said that. You know, that got pissed, went there, started shouting whenever, and then they didn't recognize me because the name that I used on Facebook was fake. And the guy that I came with, it was different. They didn't know my name. They just knew like I'm the guy that comes with this guy, you know, to do there. So later on, when my dad now described me, the people were like, wait, so your son is this person. Yeah, we have seen this kid here. But wait, he's the one that is working on this. So it's when now they even got in place. And I remember they told my dad even talked about that today. You know, because what he has done for us is great. This is what the website, you know, here. So what you do is you go to talk to him, push, like school, but push because like what he's doing, trust me, at that age, like we are amazed as if also, you know. But you know, African parents, he didn't take all that. He was just pissed, you know. Like I remember that day. Okay, he went to school, so and I wouldn't understand assembly, whatever. So I ended up now getting famous. The whole school couldn't in the because what happened was now my principal went on assembly and said, hey, mwana I gave a school over, I was in Fanzil Kwambiri, how do I have Banchito, you know? And then everyone was like, Nohata, whatever, Hatsa. And then the whole school now knew that scandal. Remember that time I was in town when I was going back home, and like, what happened? Your dad came to school, so now the school, the whole school knew about it. So it was that bad. Like I was bullied with it, honestly, as people were manina, what are you doing? What are you doing? So it was that thing where I remember that day, it's when my dad now got pissed to me, the relationship started now breaking. It was that moment. But surprisingly, and they called me now, starting me now on live me Kwambiri, It's like I say, we should maintain this for us. Till today, I gotta tell you, I'm still friends with these people. And Zizwa is like founder of Nefe. He's still, when I meet him, that's the story that he introduced me to. I'm with him, we're with like people. I don't say, that story, right? So yeah, but but since then I didn't care now. I'm like, but that time, it's when like I think I got bullied a lot with people, friends at school, whatever. Now was when I even started isolating myself to just be me and do my stuff, focus on myself. But when I got paid that, it's when that gives me that energy. I'm like, wait, I think I'll make money of these things. And I think that's the only way for me to have the life that I've always wanted. So the entrepreneurship started there, And since then, it was never the same. Just pushing, working to find more clients, doing this, doing that. So when now I moved, I made the decision even to move out of my parents' house because it was now bad. So, uncles coming, whatever, what are you doing? All that. So it's when I went to Lilongwe, and then surprisingly, when I was in Lilongwe, I met people that even now started seeing my career as like something that was great, Because in Blantyre, like I said, my friends used to look at it as like, what are you doing? Like you're leaving school for this, like I remember there was a time when I sat down with people and then what you're doing, it's all about Nichiro and Ife, like that. Like I remember all those words, and I remember everyone there. I'm like, guys, like I used to be that stupid guy, Pamalo, like here. So when I went to Lilongwe, surprisingly, people started seeing what I do and might appreciate. So it used to be like a different environment. I'm like, wait, here people appreciate this. Oh, cool. So it's when I stuck there. So yeah, but now. So this is history. So that's how I would say my entrepreneurship started.
Okay, so in Malawi, we have brilliant young people with brilliant ideas. Okay, and one of the reasons that impede growth of most young entrepreneurs when they try to venture into business is lack of resources, particularly lack of financing. For them to access bank loans, for them to access credit facilities in all these credit institutions, it's a challenge. It becomes a challenge. I wanted to appreciate how did you navigate in that dynamic. What magic worked out for you?
Okay, something that I say, that's a good one. I'm 24 right now.
Yeah.
I moved out when I was 16. I started pushing when I was 13, somewhere there, right? Something that I always tell people is, they look at me, they ask, how old are you? When I say my age, they're like, wow, different. Like, how you're young, how did you make it? Why? I always see it as, guys, you have no idea. First of all is, you have to look at when I started. Count the years. Let's go. Don't just look at how my age right now is. Look, you have to now go back to at what age did I start doing these things? How long have I been doing these things? I've been doing programming for a while. You understand? And all these years, I was struggling, honestly. I would say entrepreneurship is the hardest thing that I've done even in my life. Like, I've faced so many problems. So, it looks great, but it has a lot of downsides also. And if you don't take it well, you might end up even if myself, I've been in a situation where like, I'll think of myself, should I give up? In these things, I've made so many things. One thing is that, like I've told you, I used to be someone who has no backup, I would say. Complete a full zero backup, no backup in my life. I wouldn't tell even when I'm struggling. Because I told you, I went to the longest history with my friend. Kind of at some point, we ended up, like I started staying alone. There was a misunderstanding, staying alone. That time, it's when even PChangu was born. It was the most depressing moment of my life. Like, so depressing. Because I used to be alone. The only friend was my wife at the time. So I used to just be like, I used to be so depressed. And, I couldn't even know how am I going to pay my rent. It used to be that thing where I'm just like, you know what? I have no option. What do I do? Let me look for clients. Let me holler people. Let me chase things. And I used to be someone who I would chase for a deal. I would DM people as much as I can. I would try to make connections as much as I can, you know? So I would say, you know, I grew up without a backup somehow. I would just say like my entrepreneurship has been without a backup, without funding, without everything. But it's just me having the energy and the spirit of I can do it. I'll get a client today. I'll get a deal, yes. But I'll stay away a whole month without another client. And I have to survive that money that I've made that time, you know, the whole throughout. And I've met so many obstacles. I've made so many things within my journey. So it's not that journey that has always been like, that, and then PChangu there, and then you succeed. You know, even just founding PChangu, I've made so many issues. I was arrested before. And with Central Bank, even, Reserve Bank of Malawi, I was arrested. It's fiscal, but it's the whole thing. There was a whole case of me, which people don't know that side. They just look at the whole success moment, you see. But entrepreneurship, I would say, is the most hard thing to do. And people look at people, they look at you and they just want to be like you in a few months or a few years. But forgetting that it has always been a journey. It started when I was young, pushing it until, you know, learning few things, failing, starting these things, failing. I've created so many startups in my life that failed. For me, PChangu would work. It was think of 100 things that failed, you know, and then PChangu worked. So, but what I would say is entrepreneurship is the hardest. It's hard, you know, but it's also an interesting journey because it's a try, fail until you figure it out. It's something that you have to be patient, understand it, and push it, you know. So, yeah, I would say they shouldn't just look when you're doing entrepreneurship. First of all, identify what you're doing, what you love, have passion in it, and believe in it. And you should expect failures should come. And lack of funding in Malawi, it's the biggest thing that I've faced even myself. Because I think, you know, trust me, I believe if I had funding, I would have even been far where I am, looking at what I have. Because for me, it's not about only the funding. It's not about the money. It's about the mind that I have. I believe that I have, to me, I shouldn't lie, I believe that I have a brilliant mind, you know, because looking at someone who didn't go to school, who like the whole thing, who have faced all these things to get to this point. Yeah. For me, everything is just like, wow, you know, if I was able to achieve all these things without funding, without all these things, meaning, what if I had now the funding? I would have gone far. Pano, surprisingly, when now no things are great, it's when now I can see, you know, me raising funding to people if I'm doing something is easier now. But I also understand because people have to see the background, they have to believe, right? They have to see, no one, or even myself, I cannot just help someone funding without me seeing the potential in that person. For me right now, I would say, right now I think I get a lot of DMs, even people looking at, I say, we have money, what can we do? We have this, what can we do? You know, can we work together? Can we do that? Now, then nothing was there. And I've tried to pitch so many things, so many people, my ideas, no one listened. And I used to be that person where Basi, you know, I remember I had this boss, and I always talk about this boss. I used to work for him, but this guy never even believed in me. And this guy used to talk a lot of bad words, you know, like never even believe in them. I would pitch ideas to him, so many things, but he'd never listen. He would just, and he would talk stupid things, like bad things. You know, your career. Does remember this guy talked, I always remember this word. He even said, like he had a daughter, right? So he said, you know, you're working, right? You know, I used to be a freelancer for, not like he employed me. I used to just like work on side projects for him. So when my employees are in the office, whatever, so he's like, you know what? And I was like, you know what? I'll never let my daughter marry a programmer in Malawi. So, you know, you are the only programmer there. And then this guy is saying that. So I'm like, wait, why? You block people. You know, you finish this, you pay 200,000. What are you going to do with 200,000? When you were not even for the manga you understand? Like you do a galimoto. And it was hateful, you understand? Because you would see no one believes in whatever you're doing. And that is a bigger proof. You would see this guy, I think he just looks at me as he. But guess what now? My wife now drives the car, you understand? So you see, my wife now drives the car. You see, like I broke everything. The whole thing, whatever I said. It was hateful, but I broke completely everything. But yeah, I never got any belief in my life, I think I would say. You would see from my rights, from anyone. So I had no funding, but it was just me, my spirit and pushing it. That is the number one funding you would get in life. Believe in yourself, find in yourself. Whatever success you get, push it, invest in yourself and push it. If you prove, I think that's Malawi how it is different from other countries. Because I'm trying to my mind and I go the week in America, they think they can apply here. You have to understand where you are. Yeah, they can be that knowledge. Yeah, it's like that, but understand the environment and get it. So here in Malawi, first of all, you have to be the number one. Your biggest investor is you. Whatever you do, it reflects where you're going. So before you even go to people look for funding, trust me, no one will believe in you unless maybe that person that you're just like, you understand. But the chances are they will not believe in you. Find yourself first. Prove your point, guy. Be that person. At least have something that works, and then you can go to people. They'll believe, they'll listen. Yeah. Like I said, right now, it's easier for me to get funding. I'll tell you a good example. Changu food, PChangu, this Changu food. Yeah. These things are somehow the same. That was so different somehow. When I started in Changu food, it was me. When I traveled, I saw I'm able to order food easier and faster without even me going. I would go to South Africa. I've never been to South Africa. But when I just arrived in my apartment, I was able to order food and I get it. Without me having to start looking for where's restaurants, So when I saw that, I'm like, wait, I'm a tech person. I can fix this issue. So I built the app, but I needed money. I need to employ people. I need to do this, so many things. I was like, you know what? I'm looking for someone who can invest in these things. I just hired someone who I met on Twitter. And surprisingly, how I met this guy, it was in time when I had so many even controversies happening around that time. But we had a Gamurio Fanana. Like Gamurio, I was driving a Golf 7, yes, I had Golf 7. So we meet each other and like, hi, because of the car. Can I go know? We texted each other on Twitter. I had his number. So the next day I was like, hi. I have this idea. Can we get together? Like I'm thinking, this guy's like, oh, I have an idea. I say, let's meet up. Tomorrow, please, let's meet up. We meet up. I told him the idea. This guy was just like, you know what? I said, I don't care, whatever it is. For me, I believe in you. You understand? So what are you looking for? I'm like, I'm looking for money. I need this money. There's no negotiation. There's no nothing. You're just like, you know what? I'll do it. Why? Because I know you. I've seen how you take things. I've seen how you build things. I'm like, okay. So the bad side of me, maybe people see it as a bad side on Twitter, but you see it in that positive way. Like I say, I will invest in you like easier, like because of your personality or how you do things, how I've seen you. And it was just like that one talk to a millionaire, a million deal that was just like from that time to have it. Without even signing papers, this guy sent the money even. Wow. Not easier. And then I said to myself, like, but I used to struggle just for me to find this person. Now it is that easier, just to get this guy and put money here, But I was like, you know what, first of all, but I had to believe in myself. I have to invest in myself. That's the number one part. The rest follows,
Now, Hatsa, there's a belief that in life, especially in business, connections matter more than hard work. All right. So, from your experience as CTO for PChangu, how true is that?
Yeah, it is so true. I would say honestly, because you can get some levels. Okay, you are going to get some business because of connections. I've missed so many opportunities in life because I didn't know there's someone there. I didn't have a connection there. So they do help. I've got business because I know someone who give me a contact of someone. I'm not saying in a bad way where like corruption or whatever. It would maybe they're giving you the deal because first of all, let's say you are trying to get a business in the CEO, it's not just, you can just go to that CEO direct, you understand? But at least if you know someone who is able to at least to come fight for you and say, there's this person is doing great. I want you to meet this person and talk. And I've gotten so many businesses like that because I know someone who recommended me to someone, and I'm able to get the businesses, easier. So connection do matter, and even just you as a person is important to make sure who you have even in your phone. They are important people, people that can connect you to people, and people that are great. So it's better. It's important as a business person to get connections as much as you can. When there's an opportunity, please don't hesitate to. That's why it's even encourage you to go to summits, like events that big people are, and to try your best just to ask for a number for someone, share contacts is important. Yeah.
At what point did PChangu start, creating that real traction and not just mere social media hype?
Traction as from investors or just people?
As in, it was just taking a different trajectory whereby you could tell that I think we're making progress. I think we're making money. I think we are really penetrating the market.
Yeah, I would say we got our license in June, July 2024. I said December. December is when we started saying, okay, started getting approached, maybe even if we foreign companies, coming in, hey, I've seen you guys here, you're doing something great. Can we work together? Can we do that? It's seeing now big names now coming, getting interested. I think I would say December 2024. Yeah.
Okay, so what revenue milestones made you pause and say, is this serious?
I think when we hit $1 billion.
You hit $1 billion?
When we hit $1 billion, because we have
of revenue, in revenue?
I mean like in revenue.
In revenue, right? Billions in revenue, right?
Okay. Yeah, I would say. Wow. When we hit that is when it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
This is serious, really.
This is serious.
Now, on a lighter note, zezeru wamugulira nkazi wake galimoto yabo. Range Rover wene bacha. Zone kota nthu achuma nditu ma gifted nditu amakhala kugulirana. Big money so naona wene bacha nagulira so madam Rolls Royce. Is this something that we should expect seeing Hatsa doing kwa nkazi wake? Mugula Rolls Royce nkazi.
How can I answer this question? For me, right, I live in life generally. I don't do things because when I go up anger. Let me just do things. Like I tell my people, I do things planned. I have to feel it. I have to not because I have to do jagut. No, congratulations to both of them. Being my biggest role model, someone who really created a big bank out there, someone that is doing great, honestly. And I always wanted to be like him. And I've always wanted to meet this guy. I've never met him. But yeah, so, I mean, if money is around and you have someone who supports you as your spouse, it's always important to appreciate them and do. And I've bought multiple cars for my wife before. It's not like I've never done it. I've done it. And if there's a need for me to do it, I would do it. But not I would do it because of, no, it's a trend, so I have to do it. Nah.
So your wife is an artist.
Yeah.
I understand she is an artist. She's an artist. Do you actively support her or promoting her art? How do you work around that dynamic?
100%. I think if someone who supports her art, it's me. I must support more than. I think even her, because she's an artist, but she doesn't really take it as serious, right? As her, like, that's much I know. Like, she doesn't really take it as would he busy doing it. No. It's always me, babe. Let's go record. Let's go do this. I would take a producer who Danny. She just dropped a song recently. It was let's do. We have to go. And I have a lot of songs even for that I've told her to record, right?
Yeah.
But and because I know she's good myself. I know she's good. And. I always encourage her, babe, let's try to do this, let's do this. But she's someone on like I said, I think normally we are two different people. She's not like someone already too looking for attention like Changu than me. I think I'm that person a lot than her. So most of her, it's me trying to, put things. She doesn't really care about much. It's business because, she just handles out some of our business that we do. That's our focus, not as sinners.
Yeah.
But I try my best to balance these things out, So even for right now, I think we have started doing, because I'm telling you, you know what? You have a lot of business that you want to do in life that you think of. Somehow it's better to have the name out there for the business to work. So at least if you can push music, people know you more, and you do the businesses, it works. So it's that aspect. If you look at it, it's not her. She's not the person where she thinks of, I'll go on show and make music, sing. No, she's that one. She's just doing it out of good passion. And for me, I know what, if it's that, let's do it for businesses. Let's do it for you to have a name where you can now do businesses that you do and boost them and be able to support them. For example, one thing I've seen it quite it works because I have a lot of businesses, right? I have B&B's, real estate businesses. I'm always booked. But I don't really advertise. I have delivered way back. But I'm always booked because of my name. People, it's like, Hatsa. Let's go Hatsa. Let's go Kwacha. Same things as PChangu. I've gone in meetings where, so I go there and you see attention and be like, we know these people, and they've got the business. So for us, it's the same thing. I'm like, you know what? You have to push this, make a name, and venture into your businesses and balance them out. Yeah.
So Hatsa, let's narrow down our conversation to PChangu. We'll briefly talk about it and then move on to another aspect and close the show.
Yeah.
On PChangu, I wanted to appreciate the moment of breakthrough in a world where we have got scammers. You know, a whole lot of scammers going on the internet. You know, there's a lot of cyber crime that's going on, and then you creating this solution where people can do all these online transfers, and we have regulators in place. I wanted to appreciate the moment of breakthrough now that you have been legally accepted to operate formally. The transactions are going through. I think there's an integration between the banks, mobile money service, and you know, Reserve Bank actually gave you an okay. Make us appreciate the breakthrough.
Yeah, the breakthrough for me, first of all, I would say that the Reserve Bank giving us a license. That was the number one breakthrough of the whole journey. You know, since like I said, it was one thing from. I got in trouble with the same people, same thing. Then I was starting doing the legal side, but getting a license. That was a big breakthrough. And that day, I think I was so happy. I was so happy when you got the letter now, because they send you a whole envelope, not digital. They send you an envelope. So when you remember that at the office, because we started we opened the offices, people were working without a license, so you're not doing anything. So everyone was there. We opened there and saw the license. Like, oh, we celebrated that day. Remember, there was like, hey, food on me today. We went on like good lunch, whatever that day. So that was, I think, the breakthrough, I would say. Second breakthrough was now just looking at how the growth is happening. Because something that I'll tell you is my company was something new in Malawi, completely new. People are not familiar with it. And there was so many controversies on the internet. People were not understanding it. What are you doing? Whatever. There was that. So it was a whole new thing. So going to a business and approaching them with a new thing, it was hard. It was so much. It was so hard, you know. So now looking at when we started getting now big clients, getting there and transacting, that was another breakthrough. You know, I was like, I remember I go in my storm when I think the day that we processed 1 million Kwacha, I was so excited. I'm like, oh, okay. So now we go to 10 million Kwacha, 100 million, you know, now billions going there. So I think those moments, I don't really specifically have one, but those moments for me, it was just like, oh, so yeah, I can create something and we can get to this level. Even when we opened Blantyre office, it's like, oh, so we can expand. You know, we can have one office in Ronga as a headquarters and expand also to Blantyre and employ people there, you know. Even just from employing the first employee, I would just I'm saying there's a lot employing this first bench of employees. It was so great, and looking at, okay, so now someone is able to support their families, they're able to support their life with something that I created and is actually working. So those are my thing I would say break point. Yeah, because honestly, I'll tell you this, because it has been a fast journey to me. Because we got a license in 2024, around June. Now we're in 2026. But what I've done in this short period, I think I saw it happening in 5 years, but it has happened in a short period. We have onboarded big clients and people are trusting and people are using it. And I can see us, you know, and us becoming, and PChangu becoming the name where now people know us, like I would say, you know, like you would go in place and people identify with PChangu and they will recognize it. You know, go in meetings, big meetings. When you mention the name, people will recognize it. You know, quite it's a huge thing, I would say. So we have achieved so many things in a short period. That's also a breakthrough for me. And even the interest from the banks was, remember there was a time when we were starting approaching the banks, just like, what are you guys? You know, who are you guys? And now you go to a point where the same people that they say, now they are getting interested. Oh, wait, we work together, you know. And now we are partnering with different banks. And now if you go to a bank, it's not like we are strangers. We go as, oh, yeah. Okay, we know what we have, you know, like that. So that's respect, then that, you know, that thing. Yeah, why not, I would say.
So Hatsa, let me take a sip of this water. Before I ask you this hard question. I know it's gonna drain my throat a little bit. Let me ask you a question like a hater now. Nufuse ngadi hater. You know, anthu amakhala kumafunsa kunja kuti afana amene uja business model yake icha asakhalira kuti bwati kamaso amene ujayo afana amene ujayo samasuka dollars amagaye amene zitoteka kuti afana amene amenya manelonda nyere kuti ma boys ina yake makhaya kuchapa dollar mu PChangu mucha. I want you to take this as an opportunity to make a clarification and perhaps tell a little bit of your story kuti there should be that clarification. And who is easy I don't want to comfort you with any lie.
True.
But I have to tell you the truth. That when I was coming on set, and I had already gotten all that. But my big gain behind that idea.
Yeah.
Talk to them. And I would appreciate that you face the camera.
First of all,
yeah,
I don't even know how people do money laundering. I should lie. I will be clear here. I don't understand. Do Malawi people do money laundering? Because somehow I look like Malawi, it's an easy place just to do things. I don't know it, right? When I see it.
Yeah.
So people do actually do it. And it works. I'm made to see. I've never even seen. You understand? And trust me, I've been approached to so many people asking me the same thing. I say, they will join in now. I'm like, wait. Guys, how does this thing work? Like, I'm also curious to know how it works. How do people actually launder money? And how can even PChangu be involved there? You understand? But I do also understand, because one thing that I say is, PChangu is not an easy thing, you understand, to start. And it's always that me being now the face of it somehow. People always like, they don't believe, looking at my age, and so in looking at my achievement, they always see it as, nah, it doesn't make sense. Because surprisingly, in Malawi, people will judge people based on age, age or age, what they're doing, and they cannot do these things because of how they look like, all right? But I would say, no, PChangu does not do money laundering. PChangu business model is simple and straight point. Our focus is businesses. That's even people don't understand. They think we are like Airtel Money, we are like Mpamba, we are like banks. We are not like none of them. We are none of them. We are a fintech. We are a payment gateway. We make banks, we are here to complement the banks and the mobile money to make services better. You understand? So what we do is we connect businesses and customers through banks, mobile money, and like payments. It's straight to the point. You are starting a business. You need to get paid. That's the number one thing. Because to sign good something, people need to pay you, right? So normally, normal way, the way it's supposed to do Garegarilo before us. You're supposed to go to National Bank, Standard Bank, all the banks to get accounts. You go to Airtel Money, Mpamba, get accounts. And then you put them in your shop for people to pay you. Understand it? So not only that, if you look at e-commerce in Malawi, you're being behind. Why? It's because we did not have a payment option. So what PChangu did is, we partnered with mobile money operators, banks, Visa, MasterCard, so that you don't have to. So that when you're starting a business today and you want to get paid, instead of you going to the banks, going to the mobile money, going to Visa, going to MasterCard, you just come to PChangu, create an account, and you have all these payment methods. You understand it? So what we do is, in return for us doing all that for you, we charge a transaction fee on each transaction. You understand? So what now you do is, as your business can have one account, there's a National Bank account. People can pay you from National Bank, Airtel Money, Mpamba, all these methods via PChangu, and we channel those payments to your bank account. And the good part about it is we have a system that does these things automated. If you have a business, I will tell you an example. If you have a business, you can make an online business. You don't have to even someone pay you Airtel Money and send a screenshot. Hey, that's Airtel Money, that's Mpamba. You could do Reconciling. PChangu does all that job for you. You can have a website, people can come and book. Example, I'll tell you I'll talk about a girl. This girl has a salon. So she had issues where to book my nails, right? They'll go to the shop. They'll text her on WhatsApp, hi, I want you to schedule an agent for me. So I be a deposit. So it was just hard, so many numbers coming, missing businesses. What she did is, now because of PChangu, she created a website. So I make my time slot. I'm available this time. So a customer just go on the website, choose the date, confirm pay, deposit, pay. PChangu now come. Would you like to pay with Airtel Money, Mpamba, bank card, or banks? So mtalipira. Akalipira muntu uja. If you didn't go bank just automated system again, muntu alipira and the bank mark system again. Meaning she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to go to Airtel Money, whatever. She has just partnered with PChangu. She's able to get paid from Airtel Money, Mpamba, banks, Visa. So even Mkakala America is able to pay that business. I understand. So businesses make money in Malawi. So what we do is we charge a transaction fee. So it's like we are going into businesses and we are buying shares. It's like whatever you say, we get a cut. So if the businesses are winning, they're making money, we make money. So it's just a simple model. So what you do is now you get different matches. I will tell you have big clients, example like Betway, 888 bets. They do process. If you're going to bet by 888 bets, if you put your number in bet, money major guy pesa triple bets, they start coming to us guy. PChangu. PChangu process that money, we give them. Ukapanga deposit out from that money, we are the one that process that money. So imagine how many people bet a day. So we should get a cut from each payment. How many people go in shops? And now we have about 10,000 merchants processing. So how much money do they make? So it's just a straight business model. It's like you're buying little shares in businesses. Whatever they make, you also get a cut. So
yeah, you're making ugly monies, man.
So that is just the model, you know.
But then I wanted to appreciate the gaps that you did see
Yeah.
in Malawi's financial system.
Yeah.
That you felt the need to introduce PChangu as an answer, you know, without sort of introducing redundancy,
Yeah.
because there are some pre-existing payment methods that I understand. Perhaps PChangu could be more advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's an integration. But what are those gaps that you did see?
I think it is that thing where I say, really, yeah, payment methods are there, but it's scattered. And the processes are longer here in Malawi, be honest. Opening a bank account in Malawi, it takes forever, like just for you to open a bank account. It will take you a bunch of time. And so if you look at this, people, you want convenience. You don't want to juggle into so many things. Example, let me tell you this. You're wearing a t-shirt of Face2 podcast. You understand?
Yeah.
If you are trying to sell that podcast, your audiences are online. They're the ones that are watching. Right
Absolutely,
now.
yes.
All over Malawi. You understand? So example, you guys, you want to sell that t-shirt. The viable way that I would recommend you guys to have a website online where you can list, so you can reach everyone. Example, when the podcast is ending, you can have a link where people click and go buy that merch. You understand?
Yeah.
Or another way, you could open shops in every city, which takes a bigger process.
Yeah.
So you having a website, for you to be able to sell, the only visible way before PChangu was for you to start putting your number there. When you pay, send your money to this Airtel money number. Kapana, this is our national bank account. Pay here, you know. When they pay, send us a proof of payment. Do all that. But now with PChangu, you're able to do that simple, easier. Even today, you can set up everything and you're done. What you do is just create a website, connect PChangu there. With just opening a PChangu account, you can connect. My customers are on the podcast example, they go to your website, they'll see the match. Just click buy PChangu yaonesa method yao kali abena mayuza kali mulipira ya romani mulipira mpamba mulipira banki kadi anu mulipira za kuti banki akalipira iya uza kuti confirm alipira and everything done mungu zuka in the morning muzungu panga deliver my orders. So you see how simple it is.
Yeah,
so it's like you're able to create a website and do our KYC online, register account. You don't have to visit our office. You do it while you're home, while you're in this office. But you're able to set up like that. You connect on your website, and by now you're selling all over Malawi. Kabana is selling everywhere in Malawi. So have you seen how, the method existed, but there was just tiresome and cumbersome to do it. So if we made it so easier for you now to start getting paid and for you to reach different audience all over Malawi. Not only Malawi, but even worldwide.
Now, with the integration and the sophistication of this whole platform, perhaps the interface and whatnot, someone may say that it's a platform for the elite. What's your target customer base?
No, it's not a target. It's not a thing. I say, example, I've given you too many examples right now. I've told you a girl who does nails.
Absolutely.
She's our client. You understand? I've told you an example for betting. They're our client. I've told you an example. You have even insurance company. You have different sectors. Ameli's Hotel. They're our client. If you go to Ameli's Hotel now, you're able to pay with PChangu. You've had the QR code, PChangu. So you see, we serve different industries. We have NGOs. So even if you're just a freelancer, one thing I will tell you, the PChangu was created because even myself, I was a freelancer. I started getting gigs in Nigeria. For me to get paid, it was hard. That's why even PChangu started at the beginning. But now you as a freelancer, you're able to get paid in Nigeria, in anywhere, by just creating a PChangu account, create a payment link and send it. So if someone you send the link to someone who is in Nigeria, is in any country. Just click the link, put the amount, enter the credit card, and they pay you, and you get your money immediately. You understand? So for us, we don't charge monthly cost, don't have to set up fees, nothing. We want to charge a small transaction fee. So we only make money when you do make money. So you can set up an account without anything because you don't have to pay for anything. We only charge you on transaction. So
Is Malawi truly ready for advanced fintech systems, or are we ahead of the market?
We are late and have been late, like honestly. But I do understand, like I said, we didn't have a proper infrastructure. Infrastructure is important. Us even PChangu coming in. Honestly, something that I'm most proud I forgot to mention about.
Yeah.
PChangu has made, I've seen young people out there creating companies and becoming millionaires, buying cars. You have a friend, when I get my phone, has a company that he built because PChangu exists. And this guy, life changed. Right now, he's driving a nice car, whatever. And he's doing great in life because PChangu existed for him, for his startup to work. It wasn't working before, it was an payment method. So I would say we are lady. And we have been lady. We didn't have a proper infrastructure. So now I can see infrastructure. So yeah.
Now, Hatsa, in closing, I want you to speak. You are 24 years old, right?
Yeah.
Now, I want you to speak to someone older than you, relatively some years ahead of you, like a 30-something guy like me, yeah? Where you are 24, you are at your prime, and you are doing better in life, and then there's someone that is 30-something or 40-something, and then they are feeling like, atayachiyembekezo because tisakadapita atiana titukupanga za nzeru chonchi ife echimeneyo tinali tisakupanga zinthu za nzeru apa tikukula chanchani. I want you to speak to that person. What advice would you give them in closing?
What I would say is success doesn't look at age. Age is just a number, honestly. When it comes to success, right? I look at it, age is just a number. What matters is how focused you are. And how passionate you are in yourself and how do you believe in yourself. Because like I said, I started earlier. I made so many things between that made me also to that extent. But because I believed in myself and I pushed, it worked out. So it's just the same thing. It's just, we're living in the same world. Suri, it favors. Even in me, my age, sometimes used to be even a disadvantage because people we never used to trust because of my age. So you like I said, I had to get someone to candy me to get a deal because meaning that person had an advantage because I was cool when I was young. So meaning it also have that advantage.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's just you putting in your mind and pushing it. Example, I have a lot of people that I look up to that are older. I'm like, I want also to be like these people. You see, but one thing that I always say, like, okay, maybe these people also maybe brain now maybe thinks better because they've grown up, because I've seen how my brain also moves if I grow, right? So yeah, so I would say it's just, you don't ever feel like that. You're almost like wake up. And if you start comparing with people, that's the biggest mistake that you do in life. You have to be on your own, be in your own lane. Just get inspired. If you look at people, be inspired. Always remember that these people are there because they know something that you don't know. So make sure you also too know that and you put it in your way. And
Hatsa, it's been a pleasure hosting you in Face2Face podcast. Really intriguing. I've learned a lot of lessons, and I believe those that are watching have learned quite a lot from you. Very young, ambitious, and you're doing great. And thank you very much for gracing the show.
Thank you for having me today.
Nice one, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a close. That's how we've concluded today's edition of a Face2Face podcast. The name remains Victor DAFFRECE. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Today, I had Nohaata Seven, popularly known as Hatsa. He is the Chief Technology Officer for PChangu. Bye-bye.